Then after that,
Yes.
we learned the enthalpy change of a reaction, uh, and the formula, the sum of enthalpy of a product minus sum of enthalpy of a reactant. And then we learned about the I forgot the name of it. I think it's something like
Okay, I
uh,
think we finished here, right? Enthalpy of reaction, right?
yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Did we discuss the measurements of delta U and delta H calorimetry?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
we don't have
Yes,
only
ma'am.
the name is enough. Only
Yes,
name
ma'am.
is
You
enough.
told us to write the names.
Ma'am, just
Yeah,
last
bomb
week,
calorimeter,
just last week we
delta U.
discussed delta H.
Yeah, last period only we discussed this.
Yes, ma'am. Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, we went
And
through delta
delta U
H.
measurements, as I said, it is bomb calorimeter. I've told you to write only the name. And you should know that one more point, if you want to add, you can add over there, is that the bomb calorimeter, the measurements are done at constant volume. Volume remains constant. The measurements are done at constant volume. That means in bomb calorimeter, they are looking for the heat exchange taking place at constant volume. That is why they used to write QV. Q stands for heat and V stands for like constant volume. QV means the heat exchange taking place at constant volume. That is what delta U, that is internal energy measurements are done using bomb calorimeter. You might have already wrote it yesterday, but on along with that you can add this point. The measurements are done at constant volume. QV stands for heat exchange at constant volume. Similarly, for the delta H measurement, you might have written about polystyrene cup calorimeter or coffee cup calorimeter. And here the measurements are done at constant pressure. What you are keeping constant is pressure. So it is QP, subscript is P, constant pressure. Heat exchange taking place during constant pressure. That is what we discuss in enthalpy. The measurements done at constant pressure, then heat exchange will be equal to enthalpy change. So it is at constant pressure. Both are calorimeter only, delta U and delta H. Both are calorimeter, but the difference is that in bomb calorimeter, you are keeping the volume as constant to measure the heat exchange, and in polystyrene cup or coffee cup calorimeter, you are keeping the pressure as constant to measure the heat exchange of the reaction. Okay, anyway, that was like just information. This is only required in this topic. You don't have to learn anything extra. So let's go back to our main topic, that is enthalpy change of reactions, or which is also known as reaction enthalpy. Enthalpy change of reaction is also known as reaction enthalpy, and which has got a symbol delta H is generally enthalpy change, and delta HR, that R stands for reaction. So this is the reaction enthalpy. So during a chemical reaction, when reactants are changing into product, the changes or the enthalpy change accompanying a chemical reaction is called reaction enthalpy. And this is will be equal to sum of enthalpies of the product minus sum of the enthalpies of the reactants. Sum of enthalpies of the products minus sum of enthalpies of reactants. So are we start with the next topic? Like this till here we discussed yesterday. Any doubt to anyone?
No, ma'am. Yeah, it's
No,
fine.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to the continuation now. What all things we gonna discuss is related to enthalpy of reaction. Now we need to, as we started the discussion on standardization. Standard enthalpy of reaction mean when we are doing chemical reaction, some will do at constant volume, some can do at constant pressure, some will maintain the temperature as constant, and some will do at low temperature, some can do the same chemical reaction at high temperature. So a chemical reaction, the enthalpy change accompanied during a chemical reaction, that is enthalpy of reaction or reaction enthalpy, that value will be different if you are doing that chemical reaction at different condition. The temperature condition is different, the pressure condition is different, you're using maybe adiabatic wall or you're using a conducting material as the wall. Like that, when you change different factors, that will affect the enthalpy values. So this can be standardized when you will conduct the chemical reaction, right, in a standard state. That means, as you can note down, enthalpy of a reaction depends on the conditions under which a reaction is carried out. So it is very important to specify what are the conditions you're performing that particular chemical reaction. Okay, I'm using the room temperature or the pressure, but I'm heating like that. But I took it in the aqueous state, whether if I'm taking in the gaseous state or if I'm taking it in the solid state, everything will affect the value of enthalpy change. So we need to specify the state of a system or the standard state during a chemical reaction. So standard enthalpy of the reaction is enthalpy change of a reaction when all participating substances are in their standard state. So if it's the definition, what is standard enthalpy of reaction? It is enthalpy of reaction, or it is the enthalpy change of a reaction, but when all the participating substances are or should be in their standard state, then only we call it as standard enthalpy of reaction. If they are not in the standard state, then we can generally call it as enthalpy of reaction or reaction enthalpy. We will use the word standard only when the reacting substances are in their standard state. Then you will be thinking, what does the standard state mean? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Standard state mean it is specified temperature, like means standard state of a substance at a specified temperature is its pure form at 1 bar. 1 bar mean like 1 normal pressure. Standard state of a substance is that specified temperature is its pure form at 1 bar. Say example, for ethanol at 298 Kelvin and 1 bar pressure, ethanol will be in the liquid form. It is the liquid state. But you know, at room temperature, that means you can compare it with room temperature. You say if oxygen, the standard state of oxygen is oxygen exists as O2 molecule in gaseous state. So that is the standard state of oxygen. Similarly, you can take sodium metal. Sodium will be in solid state under the standard condition, that is 1 bar pressure. So what is the state of your substance in a particular specified temperature and 1 bar pressure is the standard state of that particular substance. So sodium will
What
be...
is pure form referred to?
Sorry?
Is it like how they're naturally found? The natural state is the standard
At
state.
room temperature. Yeah, you can relate it at room temperature and pressure condition. What is the state? Say example, oxygen will be gas, sodium will be solid, bromine will be liquid, mercury in liquid condition, like that. The standard state mean the pure, it should be in the pure form at 1 bar pressure. So if you're doing a chemical reaction of sodium in the gaseous state, then it won't be a standard, because sodium should be solid state and that particular 1 bar pressure condition.
Ma'am, what does pure form refer to? Like, is it the state of matter?
Say example, carbon, like you can have different forms of carbon available, right?
Yes, ma'am. So the
It could be
original.
part of, like you know about minerals and ores and all. You might have, like, it is mixed, part of mixed with something else. Also, you will find carbon, but you will find carbon alone also. So you need to
Okay,
take,
ma'am.
if you need a substance of anything of carbon, mean you need to take pure carbon, not a part of a mixture or something. Okay, so here you can say enthalpy of reaction is enthalpy change during a chemical reaction. Standard enthalpy of reaction mean it is the enthalpy change of a chemical reaction, but the substance participating or the reacting substance should be in their standard state. So standard state mean it is a pure form of that particular substance at 1 bar pressure. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically these two are important in this slide, the definition and the meaning of standard state. And most of this enthalpy of reactions, what we gonna discuss will be related to standard condition. Because all the values what we are using for the numericals also will be standard enthalpy values. Okay, now let's analyze different enthalpy changes. And the first enthalpy change is what we gonna analyze is during phase transformation. That means the state changes. And the best example you can take it over here is H2O. H2O solid is ice, H2O liquid is normal water, and H2O gas is vapor. So phase transformations also involves energy changes, because we know to convert a solid to liquid or liquid to gas or vice versa, you need change in energy. Some reaction takes energy, some will give out energy, right? So there is heat exchange taking place or energy change is taking place during these phase changes. So first example you can take H2O solid changing into H2O liquid. That means it's known as melting. That is solid changing into liquid state. It's also known as fusion. That is why the enthalpy change accompanying during the melting of 1 mole of a solid. You need to mention this word 1 mole. That's a very important term in this definition. The enthalpy change that is happening or accompanying when 1 mole of a solid melts in standard state is known as standard enthalpy of fusion or molar enthalpy of fusion. I repeat, during the phase transformation, different kind of state changes are possible. And during all these state changes or phase changes, there will be energy exchange taking place, either taking in energy or giving out energy. So when we go and analyze each and every kind of state changes, the first one is H2OS solid changing into H2O liquid, that is melting. And the enthalpy change during the melting of 1 mole of a solid in the standard state is called standard enthalpy of fusion or molar enthalpy of fusion.
So ma'am, there will be like enthalpy of evaporation also.
Like that, you can have enthalpy of standard enthalpy of evaporation. You can have standard enthalpy of sublimation. Different things are possible. Wherever you will have that energy changes taking place, you can measure the enthalpy change.
So, ma'am, phase transformation is the exact same as the state transformation, right? Changing the element from one state, say the molecule from one state to another. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
substance from one state to another.
yeah. And here you can see the symbol is very important. When you write delta H, that is simply enthalpy change. But if you write delta H with a symbol on top like this, that means this is in standard condition. So this is how you are differentiating a standard enthalpy value from a non-standard enthalpy value with this symbol above H. So delta H with that symbol is specify that this is the enthalpy change under standard condition. And as here we are discussing about fusion, we will write FUS down to specify that this is enthalpy of fusion. Standard enthalpy of fusion, or you might have noticed that they are also known as molar enthalpy. Molar enthalpy because you have taken 1 mole of a solid in standard state. As you have taken 1 mole, this is also known as molar enthalpy of fusion. So both the definition will be same. For the standard enthalpy of fusion or molar enthalpy of fusion, it is the enthalpy change accompanying when 1 mole of a solid substance in standard state is undergoing, is melting. And the repress. So in all the discussion, we're going to discuss many different types of enthalpy of reactions, standard enthalpy of reactions. And in all these things, what you have to note down is definition. If there is an equation you can write, then definition is important and its symbol, the representation. So here it is delta fusion. So we'll write delta H FUS, that is for fusion, and the sign above H indicate it is in the standard condition. If you are simply writing delta H FUS, then it is non-standard condition because we are not specifying. If it is standard condition, then you have to specify with the theta sign. It's not actually theta, but it looks like theta. It is actually completely like this.
Ma'am, could you show this last slide for a second?
So here for standard enthalpy of reaction, we know that standard enthalpy of reaction, you can write the symbol like this. Wherever it is standard, you will have that symbol above hydrogen. If that symbol is not there, mean it is under non-standard condition.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. This is the first phase transformation, that is fusion from solid to liquid, and the enthalpy change accompanying the melting of 1 mole of a solid substance under standard state is called standard enthalpy of fusion or molar enthalpy of fusion. I hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Similarly, as discussed earlier, we can define standard enthalpy of vaporization or molar enthalpy of vaporization, and you can also define standard enthalpy of sublimation in the similar way. Vaporization means it is the amount of heat or the enthalpy change accompanying when 1 mole of liquid at constant temperature and under standard pressure is called standard enthalpy of vaporization. That means generally the standard condition, under standard condition, when 1 mole of a
I think it's
liquid is vaporizing, what happened?
sorry, ma'am. I thought I was going to ask something, but like I accidentally. Yeah.
Okay, no issues. So vaporization means during vaporization of 1 mole of a liquid, how much energy heat exchange is taking place or enthalpy change is taking place. That is what standard enthalpy of vaporization or molar enthalpy of vaporization. And as you can see, the representation will be delta H standard, and you will write vapor. VAP to specify it is vaporization. Delta H standard vaporization. And what is sublimation? What is sublimation?
Ma'am, it's direct conversion
solid
from
to gas, right?
to solid or solid to gas.
Solid to gas. That is what sublimation. So during this phase change, when a 1 mole of a substance under standard condition changes to the or undergo sublimation or sublimes under standard condition. 1 mole of a solid sublimes at constant temperature and under standard pressure. That is what enthalpy of sublimation or molar enthalpy of sublimation. And similarly, you can write delta H standard. Sublimation is SUB. So all these definitions are related. If you learn one definition properly, you have to just change some words in it to get the definition of the next one. So here 1 mole should be specified very clearly. If it's a 1 mark also, if you are not writing 1 mole correctly, you will not get the mark, because that is very, very important. Specifying the quantity 1 mole. And if it is a vaporization, you have to say conversion of a liquid at constant temperature and at under standard pressure is undergoing vaporization. And sublimation is same thing. Only thing is that the process is sublimation. The rest is same. 1 mole, constant temperature and under standard pressure. That means standard state. Instead of writing this, you can say standard state.
So instead of writing constant temperature and standard pressure, we can just write standard state, right?
Yeah. It will be more worth like if you specify, because without changing the temperature, the phase change is happening. So that is what the measurements is more clear.
So ma'am, you prefer us to write properly constant temperature and understand pressure, right?
We can write in that way.
Okay.
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
The next type of enthalpy is standard enthalpy of formation. Standard enthalpy of formation. So the other 3 ones was related to phase. Standard enthalpy were related to phase changes. Here it is entirely different thing. So vaporization, sublimation, fusion are related because there was only phase changes taking place. But the material, the content was same. Say example, if you have carbon dioxide gas changing or changing into carbon dioxide solid, that is dry ice. Only thing is happening is only the phase is changing, the state is changing. The identity of the molecule was same, CO2. Similarly, when you are vaporizing H2O, water, it is H2O liquid changing into H2O gas. So there was only phase changes occurring. That's why the three enthalpy, standard enthalpies we discussed was related. But this one is a different one. Standard enthalpy of formation is different from standard enthalpy changes during phase transition. Here, during the as the name indicates, it is related to the formation of a molecule. It is related to the formation of a molecule. That means the definition says it is the enthalpy change during the formation of 1 mole of a compound. Here, the 1 mole of a compound is not reacting. Here, defining that it is 1 mole of a product is formed. That is, 1 mole of a compound is formed from its elements in their most stable states of, or you can say standard state, under standard condition. So you can write over here from its elements in standard state, in standard states, under standard condition, under standard conditions. As it is enthalpy of formation, here you are forming, like you are producing 1 mole of a compound from its elements. The element can be 1 mole or 2 mole or whatever, that is not important. Here the formation of 1 mole of a compound from its elements in standard state under standard condition. That element should be in their standard states and the reaction is carried out under standard condition. That is what standard enthalpy of formation or standard molar enthalpy of formation, because you are producing 1 mole of a compound, 1 mole of a compound from its elements in standard state under standard condition. That means whenever you need hydrogen in the reaction, then hydrogen should be always specified as H2 gas and oxygen will be always O2 gas. Carbon will be C graphite, because you need to specify what is origin. Carbon can be diamond, but diamond is not a reactive form. So we don't use diamond in any reaction. So one of the reactive form of carbon, the pure and the reactive form of carbon is graphite. So we used to write C down graphite to specify which is the state. And similarly, sulfur, you have different forms of allotropic forms of sulfur, rhombic sulfur, orthorhombic sulfur, prothrombic sulfur. Like that, different allotropes are possible for sulfur. For phosphorus, you have red phosphorus, yellow phosphorus, white phosphorus. So we need to specify what form of it is used. Like this, we used to specify as the reference state or the standard state. Am I clear?
Can you explain the H2 gas part again?
Which one?
The example that you were giving, the reference state of dihydrogen, that line.
Yeah, that means, see, you want to prepare H2O. Okay, so you just need 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. But you cannot write like single oxygen atom. If you want to write oxygen, it should be half O2. You cannot write it as single oxygen atom, because oxygen does not exist as single atom.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I will come these boys in your class.
Okay, we'll continue this next week.
Sure, ma'am. We can continue next week. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Start-
Happy weekend.
Okay, say happy open house. Okay, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is only bus. Only bus students. Because in my class only 2 are shown and only they are using bus. One more is there, but he is on transport. So I think this is only for bus. Right? It's only bus students are there. Thank you.